The wallpaper peeled like skin. I stood at the check-in counter, a faded floral stench rising from the carpet. The woman behind the desk had yellow in her eyes. Not illness, something older, something knowing. Her voice was barely a whisper. "I've been waiting for you." She didn't blink. I didn't flinch. I signed the ledger with a pen that leaked a slow black bleed across the paper. Room 9. She slid the key across like a ritual. Brass. Heavy. As I turned, her voice followed. "She lied to you, you know." My hand tightened around the key. I didn't ask who she was. Didn't need to. I walked down the hallway. The lights flickered, not because they were broken, but because no one had fixed them in years. That's the kind of place this was. The kind of place people go to disappear. The kind of place I needed now. Not because I was broken, but because I was finally ready to stop pretending I wasn't. It started with a silence. Not the kind that follows a fight. The kind that follows a decision. Jessica stopped humming around the house. Stopped asking me how my day was. Her eyes would linger on the phone a second too long. Once, I saw her smile after a message lit up the screen. She thought I didn't notice. I did. It wasn't rage I felt. It was subtraction. Something had been removed from the room. From her. From us. And then came the email. I was going through our shared laptop to cancel the wedding registry we never used. A folder labeled Tax Docs had an attachment, PDF, dated 7 months ago. It wasn't taxes. It was a boarding pass. 2 tickets. Paris. My name wasn't on either. The names didn't matter. I already knew. She said she was traveling for work. She said she needed space. She said I'd feel better after the divorce. She smiled when she signed the papers, like I'd set her free. I didn't speak. Not then. What do you say to someone who thinks they won? I started with her phone. Not by breaking into it, by watching. She used her thumb to unlock it, left it on the table while she showered. Every night, like clockwork. I photographed every message, every contact, every photo. No accusations, just evidence. I ran the number through reverse lookup sites. His name was Alan, accountant, married, 2 kids. She wasn't just unfaithful. She was someone's other woman. There were emails, voicemails, one where he told her she was his secret piece. I played it 3 times. Peace. I opened a private investigation account, paid for a DNA test with overnight results. I'd always wondered why Emma's eyes were the wrong color, why she cried louder when I held her. The results came back in a plain white envelope. Not mine. Emma was never mine. I read the words slowly, then again. Each time they meant less. I didn't cry. I made coffee, sat in silence, and made a plan. She came to pick up the last of her things. Wore white. White. The audacity wasn't accidental. "I left the photo albums upstairs," she said, not meeting my eyes. I handed her a folder, unlabeled, just stapled pages. "What's this?" she asked. I said nothing. She opened it. The boarding passes. The messages. The photo of Emma next to the DNA report. Words highlighted in yellow. Probability of paternity, 0.0%. Her knees buckled a little, but she didn't fall. She looked up, eyes wet, voice trembling. "I didn't—" "You did," I said, flat, final. Her lip quivered. A tear slipped down. She waited for me to yell. I didn't. I just stepped aside. "You can take the albums." 2 nights later, I went to the motel. Left a package at the receptionist's desk. Prepaid envelope. Inside, a copy of the DNA test. The boarding passes. Photos of Jessica and Alan. Addressed to his wife. No return label. She'd know where it came from. A clean incision. Jessica called me that night. I let it ring. Then she texted, "What did you do?" I watched the bubbles appear, then vanish. His wife knows. You ruined everything. I typed one line. No, you did. I turned off the phone. Let her sit with the silence. The same silence she gave me for months. Funny how loud silence gets when it's finally yours. It rained that morning. The motel's roof leaked onto the laminate floor. I watched a drop fall into the same spot every 7 seconds, like a clock bleeding. Jessica wouldn't call again. I'd made sure of that. Changed numbers. Erased footprints. Emma would never know I was almost her father, and that's okay. She deserves someone who wasn't a secret kept. I stared at the cracked ceiling, counted the drops. Breathe in, breathe out. I wasn't angry anymore, just empty. And in the empty, I found something close to peace. Not the kind you chase, the kind you take back. Piece by piece, one lie at a time, until there's nothing left but truth and silence. And that last message she sent, still echoing in my head. You ruined everything. I almost smiled. I know.